Hi, Scorpio. This is your homework family reading for August 15th through the 31st. Give me just a second. I think I'm pretty much better with that. Thank you. Sorry I'm a little bit late getting your video out. I was trying to readjust some stuff, and I have this trunk. You know, like that you keep stuff in, like blankets and so forth. And Mr. Man over here decided to be all kinds of curious and walk across the top of it while Mommy's head was in it. They tried to decapitate her. So I've been waiting until I could talk again, and my head felt right, and I was able to actually channel. So I had to wait a little bit for your video. So yeah, I've been waiting just a tiny little bit to do the video. But what I'm getting for Scorpio is because they're having to bring in some of the messages because I'm sore in different ways. It's definitely some issues going on. And when I'm saying issues like it's out of whack, it could be. It could be that blockages are unblocking. It could be dealing with blockages. But what I'm getting is definitely the third eye and the crown chakra. But that's coming from something, some kind of communication that's going on. That's either shifting the energies within that third eye and that crown because of what's going on from the heart and the throat. Because they're saying that it has something to do with some relationship grief, a little bit of judgment, reason, intuition, being self-assured, being comfortable with your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, being comfortable with where the situation is going, and how to bring that forward. And are you bringing it forward? Now let me change my notes here for just a second. So when I get there, I'm actually there. Because Spirit also gives me for you all directly. It makes sense, because, I mean, you are Scorpio. You are a water sign. They give me a hobby horse. Because at first I just see the horse's head. And it's not a real horse. I mean, it's like got the rope hair. So it's a hobby horse. Because it's the head first, and then it pulls back, and it's the toy. But the toy eventually turns into, which is bringing me into that water element of what you are, turns into a seahorse. Now, when I'm given the horse, in general, it stands to me for stamina, stability, grounding, freedom, within all of that. You're putting it in a toy, which is asking you to find your freedom within that, of enjoyment. Ground yourself in that enjoyment. Ground yourself in the stability, of being able to enjoy. The stamina of being able to take that time to play. Freedom to be yourself to do so. And I'm being given it in green, so this has to do with, growth in this area. Sorry, where the cat tried to kill me with the trunk is hurting. But, then they turn it into the seahorse, which is telling me you need to be able to be yourself. You need to be able to find yourself, bring that out of you, find stability, grounded nature within yourself to allow the stamina of the playful freedom to come out, but on an emotional level too. I feel like you're afraid to cut loose emotionally and either speak your truth, or just goof off because you're afraid somebody else is going to take it in such the wrong way that you're watching your tongue, which is technically making you back away from yourself in some form. Which is kind of, I don't want to say knocking you out of balance, but out of balance in a form. They're saying it's messing with you finding your inner peace, because it's throwing off your being able to express yourself properly through that actual throat chakra. But what's really happening underneath it all that you're not realizing, for whoever it all I'm channeling here, is it's definitely causing issues that you don't realize is growing and maturing in the solar plexus, going against you being in your power. And taking away, in the long run, by not solving this, not acknowledging it, and making the correction, it will get into that I can energy. It'll mess up you coming into your power of believing in yourself and your self-esteem. It will end up messing it up and altering it in ways that's not positive for you. So this is why it's important for you to be emotionally, I don't even want to say emotionally secure, but I guess that is exactly what it is. It's safe. Feel like you're in your safe net to be you, to come out and express what you have to say, even if you're just joking. I just feel like what I'm being given is there's grief because either you've said what you had to say and people taking you the wrong way, vice versa. I mean, if they're your tribe, they should be able to work with you. They should be able to, understand what you're saying. Just because you don't always agree does not mean that you can't get along. You can always agree to disagree. But if they're in your tribe, if they're really part of your soul tribe, they should be able to understand your quirkiness and, I don't want to say cut you slack, but let you be you and accept you for you. And that's a part of growth, because right now I'm being given, in the heart, like a great big green diamond coming out, which is standing for your four, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical, coming together in a powerful green growth of heart energy. But that heart isn't being able to shine quite right, and it's messing up the self-knowing, the awareness, the vision, the wisdom, the inspiration. That imagination is going in negative ways for some of you because of your being afraid of how people are going to take it. Which is actually setting a brand new cycle. And you want to make sure you're setting the cycle correctly, is what they're saying. So whether this is a new relationship or you're changing and critiquing a relationship with other people, more or less is what I'm being given. All right. Anything else? No, it just threw me off. Okay, so when we hit the astrology, you have the full moon on the 15th, which is taking place for the most part in Pisces. It is coming from an Aquarius into Pisces, but you're mainly going to be feeling it in a Pisces energy. You're going from being a little bit ballsy and a little bit ready to go out and try anything to entering that Pisces energy in a full moon. Which means we've been out, we've been ballsy, we've been that rebel in our energy, and then you're coming into the water energy of that Pisces, which tends to be, I hate to say it, but when we're doing a full moon in Pisces, it's easy to be manipulated and taken advantage of. Because Pisces wants to believe the best in people. It wants to create. It wants to enjoy the magic. It wants to experience magic and be able to get into the life of fantasy. So it wants to believe things are better than they are. And if you're getting that intuition that something is telling you that, you know, that putting that faith or that hope or that trust in this person is the wrong thing, this is the time to listen if you're catching this before that full moon, because we tend to get taken advantage of or pushed around when it's in Pisces, simply because of that mistake. No, hold on. Let me get my stuff right here for a second. Yeah. I just did the show earlier tonight. Let me find where I sent it. Because I made a boo-boo. Wrong end. I'm sorry. I have a whole lot of different people's astrologies I've been doing lately, and I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the universal one before I come to you. So I'm just jumping through. Okay, you have the full moon that was taking place in Pisces. Now for you, this is taking place at 1, 2, 3, 4, that fifth house, which is speaking to you in general of your creativity. What was we just talking about? Of coming into your creativity, and this is your pursuit of pleasure. Like I said, I was reorganizing stuff, so I'm making sure I have it in comfortable ways for me. This is where you have your pursuit of pleasure. The fifth house speaks to you of what you enjoy out of life, and are you getting what you enjoy out of life? It's your creative energy. It's also where your inner child resides. It speaks to you of your hobbies, your sports, your drama, your love interests, dating, sex, romance. It speaks to us about everything that we enjoy. And are you getting what you enjoy? Are you pushing it back because of how other people act? And this is a big thing right now. Is be yourself for who you are. And you have to be comfortable and emotionally satisfied with yourself enough to know that you are allowed to be who you are. And if others have a problem with that, well, in truth, that's their problem. As a relationship, it's a situation you may want to address with how you communicate. But it's not about not communicating or not saying what you have to say. It's about being able to be you and express yourself and enjoy yourself, and then go after the things you want to go after. If you are if you're the type of person during the summer that you want to spend all your time at the pool or at the river or the ocean, and you're stuck hanging out with this other person doing these other things that this other person loves, well, you're helping them find enjoyment, not yourself. This is part of what we're talking about. This is getting to the root of what brings you joy. And this is where this full moon energy will be. So if you're not finding joy in these areas, then you'll be given, it'll be brought to light what is getting in the way, what is stopping it, what's causing problems. And in Pisces, like I said, it's very easily to be taken advantage of or think better of people and find out that you already were right by knowing who they were. Now, with that being said, you have Mars moving into Virgo on the 18th, Venus moving into Virgo on the 21st, the Sun moving into Virgo on the 22nd. You got the new moon on the 28th. You've got Mercury moving into Virgo on the 29th. Uranus just went retrograde facing Eris, which I call Medusa. And I've been writing about that on Facebook, so you can go back and check. And we also have Jupiter that just went direct, and Sirius is there with Jupiter. So that's karmic energy. going with Jupiter as it moves forward, talking about nurturing. When Jupiter was in retrograde, it had Ceres there also in retrograde, speaking about what was being neglected. So, as you were viewing the last couple months, the situations that brought the abundance of what has been neglected to you, it's been showing you how to fix it so that you can properly nurture it, or at least now acknowledge how to add the nurturing to whatever Jupiter is bringing that abundance to. Now, for you, that is your second house, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. Where had you neglected yourself in the past? Because that probably showed itself in the last couple months while Jupiter was in regret, trying to teach you how to not go down the same wrong road again and how to nurture yourself, your soul fire, your desires, your health, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, all in healthy ways. So now that it's going forward, it's definitely speaking to you about standing up to your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and showing people what you value and what you don't and why, if you even care to give them the why. Now, Uranus, which just went retrograde, is in your 7th house. We're looking back at Eris, which is in your 6th house. That's your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, but it will also still be touching base on your self-worth, self-value, and self-esteem because it's in Taurus. But for you, that's the 7th house. It is speaking about where's your independence in the relationship zone. And that doesn't mean just, your love interest. It does mean your love interest or your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. But it also is saying your relationships with your family, with loved ones, your children. But it's also your working environment, anything you have a relationship with, anything you care about, you have a relationship with. You have a relationship with the people you work with the community you live in. You have a relationship with, your money. Well, for all intents and purposes, when you have no money, you know about that relationship with the lack of money. So this is speaking to you about where have you given that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem away in the past within these relationships. You haven't claimed the power. And because you haven't claimed the power, it's made you start to think less of your value. So you've allowed other people's value to be more important. With it looking at Eris, trouble, toil, strife, I call her Medusa, she's speaking to you of the injustice that's been set in the past from those routines. What routines have you created that's working against you finding that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom within the relationship? Because she's telling you what you have to change or you never will. Within the routines, your daily mundane tasks of these relationships. With that being said, then let's get into Mercury. Mercury, let me just tell you, Mercury moved into Leo on the 11th, and it's flying through Leo, and it's going to be out on the 28th. It is just coming through here like wing, bang, boom. I've said what I had to say, and you will hear me and see ya. Peace out. Leo energy can very much be abrupt. Very ballsy, very abrupt, very kind of word vomity. Just, let me state what I'm going to say, and that's that. And Leos are very loud. We roar. I'm a Leo. So, for you to understand, this is your 10th house. This is speaking to you of that, of your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional career, the financial success, financial abilities, within the financial foundations, the financial community, which brings that social community connecting with the financial situation, that outer community connecting you with that reputation and your honor, and what is the authority and the responsibilities here. Leo has been filled right now for you With Ura, sacrificing commitment. With Mars, passion, action, aggression, your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, plus your own personal sexual energy, talking to you about how you do or don't feel about yourself, how you are or aren't standing up for yourself. Venus has been here talking to you about what makes you feel good and secure in this area, and what really makes you not feel good and insecure in this area. Then you have the Sun illuminating it all. Again, taking you back to that honor, reputation, prestige, the financial success or community that's creating the foundation of that outer responsibility. Mercury now moves in on the 11th, and it's going to fly through there until the 28th, 29th. And like I said, in that reputation area, in that energy of that 10th house, Mercury's coming in, assessing all of these different planets, going, well, okay, this is your situation, this is your situation, this is your situation. Let me combine all of this. What's going on? This means this means this means this means this. That's that. I'm done. Next house. That's how that's going to go. I mean, very abrupt, bold, blunt. Okay, I'm forewarning you. This energy is not going to be playing around. And they're all moving into Virgo, which happens to be the 11th house. And the reason that bluntness is going to be coming out so much is because that's the lion's roar coming through in you. That's where they're telling you to get with that seahorse, that emotional being able to speak your truth. Being able to securely, comfortably, emotionally speak your truth and be you so that you can sail through it with freedom. Because it's taking all of that energy from that 10th house and it's moving it into the 11th house, which it will be speaking to you then on how you can create your goals, your dreams, your wishes, your ambitions, which will then give you more integrity, liberty. And it all is going to be speaking to you of, do you have the right community in your life that supports those goals, dreams, wishes, ambitions, bringing you into a new level of your self-realization? Is there anything here super special that I need to speak to you about? We do have a yod kind of running through this whole time, and it is going from Neptune. It is going from Saturn to Pisces, Saturn to Capricorn, Neptune, Pisces, and then down to the North Node and the Sirius star. These two are now in absolute contact. They're in 1 degree. They're in the same degree, which happens to be 1, 2. It's your 3rd house, 5th house, and the 9th house. This is speaking to you of your higher self, telling you how to communicate what you need to know about yourself to make yourself happy, and what you've been doing wrong that's been keeping you from truthfully being happy. Are you creating that happiness? Are you finding that enjoyment? Are you connecting with what brings you enjoyment in life? Are you connecting with that pursuit of pleasure? Are you being able to communicate what you need in order to get it? But first, are you actually listening to your higher self to understand what it is? Because that 9th house is your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your psychic energy, your dreams, your wisdom, your rituals. It's philosophy, it's religion, and it's the higher understanding. It's the higher learning. For all intents and purposes, I call it the Jupiter energy. Okay? And for you, this is where your yod is. There is a finger of God. That's what the yod means. It's the finger of God giving you a brand new pathway during the rest of this month. Are you acknowledging it and listening to, the pathway that's being given to you? Because it's only free will that chooses to allow you to do it, but it's right there if you work with these energies to get you where you need to go. And it's best that you're on point with that by the 28th, because in astrology, we then have Othala, which comes in. Othala is coming in, and that's the rune of sacred space. And it does have negative aspects in it, because it's going, if you haven't figured it out, let me help you see now by showing you where things are really going wrong. It'll be pointing out those things. But if you're already standing in your power, coming into feeling good about yourself, knowing how to speak yourself truthfully, emotionally, and being able to be secure within that, then that Othala will just help you get more secure within your own sacred space. Now, I'm still getting used to where I moved everything around. What does... Okay. I don't even have to ask the question. First off, they give me the High Priestess. Get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with that higher self. This is speaking to your magic, your wisdom, your harmony, and your balance of yourself in all things. It is Isis. It's also Mother Mary. It is magic itself. Okay? It's coming with the Four of Wands. The two of them together, they came out. This is telling you reaping the rewards and completing of that cycle, crossing from the past to the future, satisfying high point. This would be the harvest coming forward, because you're allowing your inner high priestess, your higher self, your inner emotional security, and your authenticity to come truthfully up and out of you, and being able to communicate what it needs to so that you can get there. This will be bringing a brand new high point, a brand new harvest. Cutting from the past, moving towards the future. The completion of something and a satisfying high point. Next, that just flow out is the Two of Wands. And they're telling me that this is courage of growing into your spiritual self. Having the courage of growing into your spiritual self, finding the tranquility and the knowledge of knowing that that spiritual, authentic, true, higher self is leading you in the right way. Coming into new levels of your water. Fresh adventures of the unknown off of my card is what they specifically highlighted for you. It is hope, wonder, it is new beginnings, it is the desire of the beauty, it is purity, honestness, frankness, softness, and vulnerability. But like I said, they are saying it is the freshness, the fresh adventures of the unknown that you are moving into, because you've been being yourself. You've been coming into your power. No, you moved. This could be a relationship, but for me, I typically am seeing it with cards that we've been getting as coming back to yourself. This is the Two of Pentacles, bringing it into a tangible reality, not just on a spiritual level, not just on that third eye and that crown of connecting with spirit, but bringing it into tangible reality, finding that true high priestess within you, that true high priestess within you, and bringing them two together to become one. This is your light and your dark looking at each other, accepting each other, and moving forward. It is finding equilibrium, finding companionship within the situation, forever changing that balance to a brand new, positive, equal balance. Or in the relationship you may be dealing with, if you've really worked through this, you're finding a new level of that relationship that could be branching into a much healthier relationship because you stood your ground. The Emperor. This could be an Aries of significance in your life. This could also be you, considering you have the Empress, not the Empress, you have the High Priestess here. This could be you taking charge, being the entrepreneur of your life, taking over, being, connecting with that higher father of yourself, that higher masculine energy, like this could be your inner godding coming forward and speaking to you as you're working with the complete balance of the High Priestess. Or this could be talking to you about an Aries of significance or someone who is taking that Emperor position. Tell me what this Emperor is here for. What is this Emperor here for? Chariot. Pursuing truth for true insight is what they outlined for me in green. So this is going to be about growth. It could still be within the relationship, but this is charging forward, whether it's for yourself, about yourself, moving forward in brand new ways, or within the relationship itself. And this is a Cancer of significance, and they are highlighting that for me right now in blue, which for me that is also having, courage and tranquility within the energy. The Princess of Swords is speaking to you of devotion, wisdom, Athena, the strategic thinking that is going with these three. Strategic thinking, moving forward, very smart, intelligent, taking these into a brand new relationship is basically what I'm getting. Understanding the peace as you move forward, gathering your inner resources as you're moving forward, being the pilgrim, the seer, giving you the strategic thinking, working with the Emperor, whether it's, like I said, a relationship that's moving forward in this way because you've brought it full circle into a very harmonious place, or this is you bringing yourself forward because you've been working on yourself. And then I just put these cards wrong. Just Spirit will tell me when I go to shuffle. They're saying do not let yourself or anyone else push you back against your will, because they just knocked me into the wall. You have to believe in yourself. That's a free will thing. They can only tell you not to allow it to happen to you, but it's up to you to do that. The Prince of Wands, hold his power. What was I just saying? That they were pushing me back into the wall. Hold your power. Keep your noble decisions. Don't be pushed around. The Prince of Wands, this could be an Aries, a Leo, Sagittarius, in general, that's in your life of significance that might be trying to push you around. But don't. It could be that Emperor trying to push you around and get their way because you are standing up for yourself, but you don't do that. That's what they're saying. Don't stand your ground. Then I'm being given the Eight of Wands, interweaving the active energy and the growth. This is Enduous. So, like I said, whether this is for you in general by yourself, coming into a growth, or you're making a relationship grow and mature, this is interweaving it, coming into that Enduous, which is the four: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. And if you don't have your four, you can count that the whole relationship doesn't. Okay? If you're out of balance, then you're easy to be pushed around, bringing you right back to that full moon. If you're standing in your power and that priestess energy, then you could be the energy of both the priestess and the emperor. Or if there's an emperor that's trying to push you around, this is saying stand your ground and interweave your part in it if you're staying, more or less. Then you're getting the Nine of Pentacles. This is the golden fields. This is the bloom, the triumphant rejoice, the abundance and the riches. It is speaking to you of the majestic tribal leader and the eagle coming home and creating the tangible reality. This is definitely saying that you're in a positive place to move forward, a positive, healthy place of creating what you want, creating your destiny, creating the world that you are living in, because you're standing in that power. Really? I don't use the past life deck too much, but apparently they're wanting, for some of you, you are in a karmic relationship. Point blank. Because I was just about to say, if they're pulling out this deck, my past life deck, it's because there's something there in all of those cards that it's not saying. And the first thing that they're saying is you are in a karmic relationship, or at least some of you are. Is there anything else that Scorpio needs to hear from this deck? Wisdom. And I'm laughing because I forgot to say when they were showing me the hobby horse. And that kind of changes a lot of it, and that's why they brought me here. Because when they were showing me the hobby horse, the horse actually was a unicorn, had the unicorn on it, which was telling you, connect with that magical power that only you have. From your soulfulness, from your true depths of yourself, from that authentic self, connect with yourself, allow yourself to be you, but do it on that magical level. Get out of that third dimension of idea of what people are telling you. Understand from the fifth dimension is where you create reality. So you're bringing the fifth dimension back to the tangible. Use that psychic magical wisdom to help you get what you need. Because there is a situation in some of these where the man and the female are not eye to eye. Or this is about getting you to look each other in the eye for yourself of your masculine and your feminine energy and come into balance. So it's either the relationship's out of balance or you're out of balance and they're trying to get you in balance. Either way, the whole point is connect to the wisdom of that magical energy. Connect with it, trust in it, believe in it, the intuition of it. And then your ships will be coming in. Well, there's one more here. What else? Are you there? Nope. Is there anybody else who needs to talk to Scorpio? Scorpio. Anything for Scorpio? The second part of August? I can't tell which way it fell. For some of you, that relationship may not necessarily work out. By pushing, the other person may not be willing to mature and grow because you are being given in reverse the Five of Pentacles, asking you to stand your ground with the root chakra, but it's saying you'll be overcoming those obstacles. Move on. Overcome your obstacles and move on. So for some of you, it's stand your ground and make sure that you're not being pushed around any longer. You're also being given the Sun. And in this deck, this is saying you have the freedom to travel, the freedom to be you, the freedom to move on, the freedom for the new beginning. Travel, and what was I just saying? They were saying for some of you, it is about moving on. Nope. Okay, I'm not taking like 6 cards. Oh, that's why they wanted me to get this top one. Do not. This is, what is this? This is the Page of Swords, speaking to the heart. Do not let the cart give you clouded vision. Do not go with the hesitation. Go with what you know. What you know you believe with your intuition. Go with what you deeply feel. Do not hesitate and allow clouded vision to mess you up. This is the magician speaking. The magician is telling you you create your reality, so do not allow your reality to be pushed around so that you created what somebody else wanted. And like I said, this is for more than just one. It's collective reading can never be just for one person, so it kind of spawns off in different ways. And what can we leave them with on a positive note? Because for the most part, it seems like it's a very positive. But, like you said, for some of you, there's somebody who's not going to handle it well. I have to take that card out, I swear. Every single time it pops up, and it's a misprint. Scorpio. What can we leave Scorpio with? What can we leave Scorpio with? Always look for the good, even in the most difficult situations. So even if the situations are difficult and you're having to stand your ground, and it just seems like it's really hell, remember what you're standing your ground for. You're standing your ground for your happiness, for what you want to have in life and enjoy in life. And if you don't stand your ground, you're only making someone else happy, not yourself. Find the positive in the situation if it's findable. Otherwise, what might be the positive is the moving on. And try to avoid the harmful influences. Is there anything left that Scorpio needs to hear? Where are you? Where are you? It's one of these two. There's so many right there. Whoa, don't you fall and go everywhere. Is this one? Create healthy boundaries with those around you. Like I said, this is all about standing your ground, honey. If you can do that, you'll be able to create the reality you want. But it's up to you. Free will, my love. See you in September. Bye, guys. Love you.